2021 was eerily similar to 2020. As with most, our second pandemic year felt a lot like our first. On top of that, the eviction moratorium ended. The rollout of nationwide rental assistance was erratic. Housing costs reached record highs, and new COVID challenges arose. All this kept millions on the brink of homelessness. But we pushed forward. Across our 200 affiliates, we witnessed an innovative and dynamic response to the year's challenges. Affiliates outperformed the program service goals we set in place. When the rollout of national rental assistance lagged, we worked hand in hand with families to help them receive critical funding. While COVID kept doors to shelters locked, we created innovative ways to house families. 2021 forced us to focus our efforts on homelessness prevention. Thankfully, we were in a position to support affiliates as they developed new programs outside of shelter. Thanks to generous funding, we distributed 150 grants worth $2.6 million to over 100 affiliates. These grants funded prevention services, shelter diversion, stabilization services, housing, technology, workforce development, and landlord engagement. The grants made quite an impact in 2021. Here's just one example of how a micro-grant made an impact for an affiliate. When Family Promise of Lynn County, Iowa learned of an apartment complex filled with tenants who couldn't afford rent due to COVID-related hardship, they used grant money to cover 3 months' rent for 30 tenants. Family Promise shelter models evolved in 2021 as well. The use of the rotational shelter model decreased last year, while use of static and transitional housing increased. For instance, Family Promise of Gainesville in Florida increased shelter capacity by 150% by partnering with Rebuilding Together, Matchmaker Realty, and The Best Restoration to rent apartments and renovate affordable housing units. And Family Promise of Spokane in Washington opened an infant shelter. While Family Promise affiliates nationwide leaned into service, volunteers spread awareness and raised funds. We hosted 2 national events online, Family Promise Giving Day and Night Without a Bed. Through both events, we raised over $1 million. We also received generous support from our trusted partners. IKEA donated $150,000 that will help at least 30 Family Promise affiliates establish or expand homelessness prevention and stabilization services. They also gave $150,000 in product donations that are being distributed to support upgrades at 10 affiliates. Clayton continued their ongoing support of Family Promise by donating $450,000 and providing the gift of home to 3 families. The 3 home donations were valued at more than $175,000. Belk hosted a charity day sale that yielded nearly $350,000 in donations, and Google donated 5,000 online workshop scholarships. 2021 was also a big year for raising awareness about the crisis of family homelessness. We were highlighted across national media. And several staff members were recognized for their impactful work. Speaking of staff, Family Promise also saw significant internal growth in 2021. We made strides in our DEIA efforts. Our 2021 Innovation Summit empowered affiliate staff across the country to network, learn, and bond. 2022 opened with a new COVID variant. While we can't predict the future of this pandemic, we can forecast one thing. Family Promise will continue to transform the lives of families at risk of or experiencing homelessness.